All right, let's talk about SEO, search engine optimization. For so many business owners, just hearing that acronym is enough to make your head spin, right? It feels like this giant, super technical puzzle. But what if I told you it's less about being a computer genius and more about just good old common sense? Let's dive in and pull back the curtain on this thing. I mean, this quote just nails it, doesn't it? It perfectly captures that feeling that SEO is some kind of dark art, some expensive magic trick. Our whole goal today is to show you that it's not magic at all. It's a craft. So here's a better way to think about it. Imagine SEO is just like a home repair project. You've got the leaky faucet, the thing you can probably fix yourself with a wrench and a 5-minute YouTube video. That's your DIY fix. But then you've got replumbing the entire house. For that, you call a pro before you end up with a swimming pool in your kitchen. Today, we're going to cover both. And this right here is the most important takeaway. SEO isn't some secret sorcery. It's a craft. It's a set of skills you can absolutely learn. Think of this explainer as your toolkit. We're going to give you the wrench for the easy stuff and the phone number for the big jobs. Let's start with the skills every single business owner should have in their back pocket. Okay, first up, your DIY toolkit. These are the absolute fundamentals, and let me be clear, just doing these leaky faucet fixes will put you ahead of, I'm not kidding, probably 80% of your competitors. You don't need to be a wizard for this part. You just need a good, solid plan. So here is that plan. We're going to break it down into 4 simple steps. First, we're going to make your website amazing for actual human beings. Second, a quick technical tune-up under the hood. Third, creating content that screams, I'm the expert. And fourth, becoming an absolute legend in your local online world. Let's get into it. Look, before you even think about Google's robots, you have to make your human visitors happy. Make your phone number impossible to miss. Put it in the upper right corner. That's where everyone's eyes go naturally. And for heaven's sake, make sure people can just tap it to call you on their phone. Have just one, blindingly obvious thing you want them to do. And you know what? A little chat bubble is an awesome way to grab leads even when you're sleeping. Okay, next up, let's look backstage. Website speed is everything. Seriously, if your site takes longer than 3 seconds to load, people are gone. You can use a free tool called GTmetrix to see how you're doing. 9 times out of 10, the problem is cheap hosting or gigantic image files. Fix those. And check this out. There's a free tool from Microsoft called Clarity. It shows you heat maps of where people are clicking and where they're getting stuck. It's like ethically spying on your users to see how you can make their lives easier. Content is the fuel for your SEO fire. And the secret sauce here is being authentic and showing you're an authority. Use your own photos of your team and your work, not those cheesy stock photos. Build out a separate, detailed page for every single service you offer and every town you serve. Start a blog that just answers the real questions your customers ask you every day. And yeah, you can use AI to get a first draft going, but you have to be the expert who comes in and gives it that final human touch. All right, now for what might be the single most powerful tool for any local business. Your Google Business Profile. This thing is your golden ticket. It's the engine that powers the map results. So first, claim it. Then, verify it. Then fill out every single section. Make it a habit to ask every happy customer for a review. That is a huge factor. And use the posts feature to show Google you're alive and active. Okay, so now you have the DIY game plan. And honestly, for a lot of businesses, that is genuinely all you'll ever need to do to win. But for others, that's just base camp. So now we get to the big question. And here it is. You know how to fix the leaky faucet. But how do you know if the real problem is a cracked pipe deep inside the walls? When do you put down the wrench and pick up the phone to call in a pro? Look, it makes total sense to stick with DIY if you've got more time than money. That's the reality for most new businesses. If your competition isn't too fierce, or if you only serve a very specific neighborhood, these basics can be enough to make you number one. And hey, if you actually kind of enjoy tinkering with this stuff, then go for it. But, and this is a big but, it's time to hire a pro if you're in a cutthroat industry, like a realtor, a lawyer, a dentist. You're swimming in a shark tank. It's time if an hour of your day is more valuable making a sale than it is learning about website code. It's time if you've done all the DIY stuff and you've just hit a wall you can't get past. And it is definitely time if you're trying to grow into new cities or go national. So let's say you decide to make the call. What are you actually paying for? This is where we go from that simple faucet fix to completely replumbing the house. Let's take a look at what the pros really do. A real professional SEO strategy takes that solid foundation you built and, well, they build a skyscraper on top of it. It pretty much breaks down into 4 key areas of expertise. First, they bring some serious technical firepower. They're doing deep audits to find tiny problems you'd never see. And they use advanced code like something called schema markup. Just think of it like a secret language they speak directly to Google that says, hey, this is a recipe, or this is a 5-star review, which helps you earn those really cool, eye-catching search results.
Second, their goal is total content dominance. They're not just writing random blog posts. They built these things called topic clusters, which are like intricate spider webs of content, all designed to prove to Google that your website is the undisputed authority on a subject.
Third, they take local SEO and put it on steroids. They go way beyond just your Google profile. We're talking about managing your business info across hundreds of different online directories to make sure it's perfectly consistent everywhere, and tracking your rankings with block-by-block precision. And finally, constant vigilance. An agency's real job is to keep up with Google's never-ending algorithm updates, always adapting your strategy to stay one step ahead of your competitors, and turning all that data into the one thing you actually care about: more customers and more revenue. So where does that leave you? What's your path forward? Whether you decide to keep it DIY or you're thinking about calling in a pro, there's one really important idea I want you to walk away with. This right here. This is it. Getting a handle on the DIY basics is a massive win, and you should be proud of that. But if you hit a point where your goals are bigger than the hours you have in a day, calling for help isn't giving up. It's a smart, strategic business decision to invest in your own growth. So, I'll leave you with this question. You now have the toolkit to fix that leaky faucet and get new business flowing in. The only question left is, how big of a house do you want to build? Thanks for joining me.